For this tutorial, we're going to focus on metric unit conversions. And if we take a look at this table, it gives us the units and their prefixes. So what we mean by prefix is the beginning of the word, so the prefix in front of the word. If we think of the common base units as something that doesn't have a prefix, like meter, gram, liter, mole, we could even add seconds, joules, all kinds of units that don't have a prefix. If we put a prefix in front of it, this means that we've converted the unit. So kilometer, hectometer, centimeter, millimeter, microgram, nanomole, these are all converted units. And again, if we kind of look at this table, the shape of it to me resembles a staircase. And if we think of the staircase as each step being a decimal place, whether we're converting from smaller units at the bottom of the stairs to larger units at the top, or the other way around, it tells us how many spaces and also which direction to move the decimal place. So if I'm converting from a smaller unit to a larger unit, it's like we're going up the staircase. We're also moving in this direction to the left. This is the direction we're going to move the decimal place. If I'm converting from larger to smaller units, we're going down the staircase. We're going to move our decimal to the right. So if we take a look at a couple examples, first converting from larger to smaller. So from larger to smaller, we're going from the top of the stairs to the bottom. So we're moving our decimal this direction. We're moving it to the right. So start by locating the unit that you're beginning with. So here we have micrometers, which is right here, micro, and we're converting to the little n represents nano. We're converting to nanometers. Now to figure out how many spaces we move it, we need to look at the exponent of the 10 here. So micrometers is times 10 to the negative 6. Nanometers is times 10 to the negative 9. So we want to look at the difference between those two because that tells us how many spaces to move the decimal. So if this is negative 6 on a number line and this were negative 9, how many spaces are between these numbers? Well, there's negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, 3 spaces. So that's how many places we move our decimal. Again, we're moving it to the right because we're converting from larger to small. We're going down the stairs. So 200. This is our decimal. We move it 1, 2, 3 spaces to the right, fill these spaces in with zeros, and we get 200,000 nanometers. If I want to convert megameters to hectometers, we locate mega, which is capital M, and hecto, H. Again, take a look at those exponents. So 10 to the power of 6 for the megameters, and 10 to the power of 2 for a hectometer. The difference between 6 and 2 is 4. So we're going to move our decimal 4 spaces. So here's our decimal, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fill those in with zeros. And 20 megameters is equal to 200,000 hectometers. If we look at it the other way around, if we're converting from smaller to larger, this time we're converting up the staircase. We're going from small to larger, so we move our decimal to the left. For example, 0.009 meters to kilometers. Meters are a base unit, remember, along with grams, liters, moles, etc. This is 10 to the 0, and kilometers is 10 to the 3. So from 0 to 3 is 3 steps. We're converting, this time we're moving to the left. So here's my decimal. 0.009, move our decimal place 1, 2, 3 spaces to the left, fill those in with zeros, and this is equal to 0.000009 kilometers. 30 micrometers to kilometers, so this time we're starting at micro, which is times 10 to the minus 6, and we're converting to kilo, which is times 10 to the 3. So if negative 6 were here and positive 3 were here, the difference between them would be negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So how many total spaces is that? It's a total of 9. So I'm going to move my decimal 9 spaces to the left. So 30, if we move our decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spaces, and fill all of those guys in with zeros, we get an answer of 0.0000030 kilometers. So a very small number.